This week on the podcast, we have our wonderful friend Eden, who was gracious enough to come on and kind of share how she met us and kind of share the story. So today we're going to do it a little differently. We wanted to kind of do like a interview Q&A type thing. So we're going to alternate the questions. So I guess I'll start with the first question. But which one of us did you meet first, and how long have you known each of us?
Yeah, thank you so much to you both for having me. This is exciting. I love you both equally as much, and I just am so grateful that we get to know each other. So, Aram, I got to know first. I met Aram online. It had to have been around 2015-ish, 2014, 2015. And I met her through Braden, actually, Braden Wood.
Yeah.
So he and I did a cover video together. He was a love interest in one of my Ed Sheeran covers, and we got to be able to go on tour together. And, you know, as kind of our social medias kind of were overlapping through that tour process, and Miss Aram saw me on his account, I'm assuming, or something related to the effect of that. We got to know each other.
I think I saw the video before I saw your account, to be honest.
Oh, there you go. Yep, exactly. So that's how we got acquainted, and we've just stayed in touch ever since. So that was kind of how that happened.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can take the next question if you want.
If I could get to that question, that would be great. 1 sec.
I don't know if I should talk about how I met Bree, because I talked about her, but
yeah, you can
but Miss Bree, I played a show was it Night Under the Stars, I think it was. So it was a local show in our town. Yes, exactly. So it was a local show in our town, and I was one of the guest performers. It was actually on my birthday, which was really, really fun. And I was going through the crowd, passing out my cards and talking about my music, and I saw Bree across the way, and I was like, I have to just talk to her. She just looks so sweet. Walked right up, gave her one of my cards, and then we got in touch through social media, and we've stayed friends ever since. So this little musical journey gets to blossom, and I get to meet so many sweet people like you two. So it's been fun.
I know you're pretty much stuck with both of us for life.
There's no such thing as stuck. If anything, it means that we get to be intertwined for years to come. So I'm grateful for that.
Okay, so fast forward a couple of years. You were on Instagram Live one day. We still remember that to this day. It was a Saturday. And I don't know how this happened, but Brie and I literally got on like a second after the other. What was going through your mind when you saw us get on at the same time?
Yeah, so I did an Instagram Live because I was announcing that I was playing a really big show in Tampa, and I scheduled an Instagram Live and advertised it, and I was like, everybody come watch. And I was sitting there, and I saw Aram pop in, and I was talking, and then Bree popped in, and I was like, you know what, these two need to be friends. And I even said on the live, like, hey, Bree and Aram, I think you two need to get to know each other because you both are just delightful, and you have so many things that you can connect with each other on. And that was really all that I said. The rest of it, you two really took and ran with. I mean, I didn't even set up like a group chat. You two just took that and really ran with it, and have been able to form this amazing friendship. So I'm super grateful that you two got to connect with each other.
Yeah, and what you don't know, Eden, is that day, I remember, Bree, you reached out first. Was it me or you?
Me.
Yeah, it was you. And I remember thinking, like, it was going to be, like, a one-off type thing. Little did we know we'd be here 9 years later.
Yeah, exactly.
But, Bree, you can take over.
Yeah, so the next one we have is, what made you want to introduce us, and what was it about each of our personalities that you felt that we should connect?
Yeah. I mean, the obvious one is that you both have CP, and I think that whenever we're dealing with things in life that sometimes can make us feel so isolated, we can find other people with the same perspective. It makes us feel so connected. So knowing that you both were just so incredibly flippin' sweet, was just like the baseline for everything else. And then, you know, the personality things being that you were both really funny and you're both just incredibly endearing. So knowing that you two had those two things in common and 1,000 things more in common, it just made so much sense that, like, why would they not know each other? Like, they just need to know each other. So it just made so much sense to connect you two. So that's what made me think of it. And you both just have these beautiful smiles and just sweetness about you. So
well,
you just
thank you. Little do you know what you created, though. You created.
I love it.
You created a monster.
Oh, well, you know, not all monsters are evil. You know, like the BFG, the Big Friendly Giant.
Yeah. Okay, we've always wanted to know, what was your reaction to our friendship initially? Because it has grown over time, but initially, what was your reaction when we told you we had connected?
Oh, I was just so happy. Initial reaction was just joy, like the emotion of absolute, like, just joy and excitement. So I was so happy that not only did you two get to talk to each other, but then that initial talking really became friendship. Because like you said, Aram, sometimes it's a one-off thing and it's like one conversation and then it just kind of fizzles out. But like the fact that you guys really took that and made a really beautiful friendship has been really wonderful to see. So
yeah, and I mean, me personally, I had been so used to the one-off things. I mean, I think you, Eden, were the first to kind of change that.
Oh.
But, yeah, I was so used to the one-off thing that I automatically expected me and Bree to be that one-off thing. Boy, was I wrong. Because especially doing this, she gets to bug me every day now. Because we get to call it work, which is something we love to do. We never thought we were going to work together, mainly because I never thought I could get her to work with me.
Well, I'm just so glad that it wasn't a one-off thing and you both got to really have a really nice friendship, because it is really nice to see. So
yeah, like, I know we said this a million and two times, but even calling it a friendship now feels so shallow.
Aw, sisterhood. It's a sisterhood.
Because that's, like, I mean, Bree can tell you we bond over the craziest things.
I just love it.
It's almost creepy.
No such thing. No. When friendships are so close, it just solidifies, you know, that that connection point is just so valued. So never a bad thing.
Yeah. All right, Bree.
The next question I got for you is, what emotions were you feeling when we were together and we FaceTimed you on the trip? As we know, you seem pretty happy, considering you were in tears, but just go a little bit deeper with what you were thinking.
I was crying. I did cry. I remember this. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't really believe it. I remember being on the call and just seeing both of you two in the same room, because usually when I see you both, it's in two different bubbles. And so it was so crazy to see the two of you in the same space and being able to hug each other and talk to each other, and just there are no words to like describe it. So I really was emotional, and I probably still get emotional when I talk about it, because it really is just like the most beautiful thing. I think that this whole journey in life is to be able to connect with everybody that we can and impact their lives in a positive way. And not only did you both impact my life in a positive way, but you get to now impact each other's in a positive way. And that we got to kind of create this like triangle, I guess we can call it, because there's three of us. You know, we got to make this little triangle, and it's not often that you get to have that happen. So I feel still emotional about it when I got to see you guys on the call.
Hopefully it'll happen together one day.
I hope so.
Hopefully you won't have to be through a screen anymore either.
I want to be there. Dang it. I wasn't there for the last one. I want to be there for the next one.
Trust me, I have some tricks up my sleeve to make that happen, so. Stuff that you don't know about yet, Bree. Ha! I may or may not be planning something.
Oh, I love it.
Alrighty. So, where are we? Yep. Okay. What 3 things do you love about us individually?
Oh, that is so hard. There's only 3. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll take turns.
Yeah.
I met Erin first. I'll start there. Fairness. Okay, Miss Erin, what do I love about you? Your happiness. The way in which you go through life, just being able to be happy. And even when you're having a rough day, you still stay happy and you make other people happy. And that is the most amazing quality to have. And 3, I think with you, there's just so many things for you both, but like your determination for life and to be able to have experiences and to be able to have, your own personal story that you want to tell, and the way that you feel so passionate about telling it is so inspiring to me. And the way that you're going about writing your book and how you're so motivated in your professional path, and it's so inspiring for me to see. And I mean, all of these things could go for both of you, so it's really hard for me to put them on each of you individually, because everything that I say could not to lump you both into being like one human being. You're both 2 individually and unique people, but all of the wonderful things that you both carry are what made me want to put you both together, because your kindness and all of the positives about you both really mirror each other. So that's one thing for each of you, but anything can be shared between you both, because I just love you both.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
Now comes the harder one. What do you love about our friendship?
Ugh, I love
and
friendship.
And we're not talking Bree and I. We're talking the 3 of us.
Oh, all 3 of us. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Okay. I love our friendship as a collective because we all build each other up. And I think that in this day and age, unfortunately, it can sometimes even be harder just to find genuine friendships. And between all of us, we have this confidence amongst us that, if we're having a bad day or if we're having a good day, we can come to each other. So I think that that's really, really special. And I love that no matter what time of day or what time of night it is, it can happen. So yeah. I'm really grateful for that.
The last question I have for you is, how do you feel about us working together?
I love it. I interrupted. Hopefully that was the whole question, but
yeah.
I got so excited.
No, you're good.
I love it. I love that you guys are working together. I love that you're finding things that you can share with not just each other, but anybody that wants to be a part of it and listen to it. Life can be very lonesome, and you guys have found a way to bring people together, and I love that. So I'm super happy for you both.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for us?
I could probably think of a million. Let me think though. What about, for me, I want to know, and I'm sure listeners would want to know too, is like, what have you guys been able to learn through the friendship that you've gotten to have, and what are some amazing parts of it that you never expected that happened?
Oh gosh.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You go first.
Oh my gosh, this is a very loaded question. I've just, throughout all my relationships and friendships, I've just, through each of those seasons I walked through, it's just been amazing to learn different lessons about like life in general, and just really dig into people's hearts and learn their hearts and the way they choose to love on others in this life, and the way they choose to share their gifts with this world. So for me, I feel like it's just been really awesome and amazing to see the way people's perspectives are on life, because we all have a different journey through this life, and I believe it's so important that no matter how different we are, to realize that to be kind to everyone, because no matter like who we come into contact with, everyone's facing a battle in this life that we know nothing about. So I've always found it so special to be able to kind of pour my heart into others and kind of learn from others as well. So
yeah, and I think for me, like specifically with us too, is Bree has such a way of comforting that even though she's not physically around, I know talking to her for 2 hours is gonna make everything okay.
Aw, I love that.
She does that by sound. Yeah, I mean it's been a whirlwind of 9 years. You drive me nuts sometimes. but I would not have it any other way. That's your job. That's what you do around here. And you were just so supportive of my music and everything I do in general. Like I don't even send that much to you anymore because I know you're not gonna tell me if you hate something. So I don't even send them your way anymore because I know.
There's no way I could say I hate them. No way.
No. Yeah. See, this is one of the main reasons why I don't do it. Because you always tell me you love everything. Yeah, but it's been a fun ride. We've had fun.
It's been a really fun ride.
I love that.
Downs, but it's been, in my perspective, it's been so beautiful because what I've learned through my life at least is like even through the brokenness, there's so much beautiful vulnerability through that. So I think even with the downs, including the ups, I feel like the downs are so important to have because even though it doesn't feel the best at times, I feel like that's what makes us stronger. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing is too, like, let's be honest here. Distance is not fun. It's not fun by any means. Obviously, there's multiple times we wished we could have been in the same room. But I think what's so great about us is we do find a way around it, you know? Like, what people don't realize is Bree and I can be on FaceTime for hours on end. I think one night we did a 5 or 6 hour call, right, Bree?
oh yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, so
Oh,
like,
I love it. That's amazing.
we always find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
And
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, and I mean, we're still there for big life events. I remember
Good.
one example that we've told you about. She had surgery a while ago, and obviously I wasn't able to fly down there. So we did the next best thing. I was able to watch her wake up on FaceTime. Ah! So
I love that. That's amazing.
yeah, I mean, we still make it work.
I'm just so happy for the both of you, and I just cannot explain how glad I am that music is what brought us all together. And like, I never could have anticipated when I started writing and releasing music that I would be able to create a group of people that could be friends with each other, or create individuals who would find each other and become friends. And I think for me, if my music dies tomorrow and I don't get to do it anymore, I will feel not proud of myself for my albums or for touring. I'll feel proud of myself because I got to have you two meet each other, and I got to build a community for people to find each other. And that for me is the biggest success in all of this. It's not about winning awards or being on the radio. For me, it's about being able to create an environment where people can come together and find each other, and that's the biggest blessing. So I'm so glad.
You're gonna make me cry.
Well, I mean it though. I really do mean it from the bottom of my heart. Like, I said that to my mom a little while ago, that you know what? If the music stops and the lights go out, I feel proud of it because I got to have two people who are so wonderful and loving get to meet each other. And who else knows? Who else could have met? Who could meet each other? Who have met each other because of it? You know, it's hard to say, but I'm just super proud of it from that perspective.
And I mean, for me too, like, I feel like, because people ask me all the time if music plays a big part of Brianna's friendship. It does, to a degree, because she obviously hears everything I do before anyone else does. But I also think if the music wasn't there, we would still be as close as we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Same thing with our disability. Like, if it wasn't there, we'd probably still be as close as we are.
Yeah.
Because that's one common misconception. People think we're friends because of our disability. It's not that at all. As a matter of fact, we rarely talk about it, and we covered this last week, but we rarely talk about it. Like, we just don't like to talk about it. Because, I mean, we obviously both know what's going on. We don't need to talk about it every day. Like, it's not something we touch on every day. Unless we need to. I mean, but people have that conception of, oh, you guys must talk about it every second you get. No, we don't. No, we don't. And,
I love that.
And Bree, you can attest to that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, don't get me wrong. There's days where I'm like, girl, I need to vent to you. Like, I'm just gonna fair warn you. My back is like screaming right now, and I need you to walk me through this. So there are points we definitely go to those points, but we try not to dwell on it too much because obviously we know like that we have a disability and we know we go through that, but we want to stay as positive as we can for others and for ourselves, and just really the main thing is just to let people know that even don't have disabilities, and even parents with children with disabilities, that like, because some parents, they say, oh, I'm kind of nervous because my child has a disability, like, how are they going to go through life? How are they going to make friends? And this is kind of just a perfect example of us too, like, hey, like, yes, it might look a little different, but you're the same as everyone else, and you need to get in there and share your gifts with the world and not care what anyone thinks, because ultimately it's about what makes you happy and what is going to make your soul shine. So
yeah, and that's the main reason we started this, because I cannot tell you how many times I hear parents fear that their child is never going to make friends. But Bree and I are a perfect example of it can happen. It might look a little different. Yes, we're 1,400 miles apart, but we make it work. And yeah, I have to stare at her ceiling sometimes when she's adjusting and vice versa, but she's about the one person that doesn't mind staring at my ceiling for 5 minutes. Because, I mean, we just know how this goes. I mean, we touched on this last week, but life in general is difficult. Throw a disability on top of it, and it's even worse. So, I mean, and again, making friends is difficult in general, but throwing a chair on top of it, and it's a thousand times worse.
And we kind of touched on this the last episode, but we were explaining to the viewers or whoever would be watching this, like, the other main thing that we want to show people is that no, even if you have a disability, you are not defined by the disability. And yes, you may be in a chair, but we're human. The chair is just what we sit in. It is not something that is like a part of who we are. And I strongly encourage everyone that's watching that,
or listening rather, because hello, we're not gonna have video.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you meet us, we want, like, if you're curious, of course we would share our story, and because there's definitely a lot of people that get curious, and we're more than happy to share our story. But we don't want you to, like, when you meet us, immediately look at the chair. We want you to meet us for who we are as people and who we are, like, where our hearts are and everything.
Yeah,
so I think that's one of the main things I want people to take from it as well.
Yeah, because one of the biggest pet peeves, and I know we're gonna touch on this in a future episode, but yes, we have an entire episode dedicated to pet peeves because there's a ton, but the biggest one for me, and I think you could agree with this, Brie, is when people kneel down to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm I'm not 5, I'm gonna be 25 this year. Like, you do not need to kneel. I can look up to you. It's not gonna kill me to look up at you. Like you just stay where you are. And I mean, I think Eden is a prime example of not letting the chair get in the way. Because you've never let it define us as people.
No, not in the slightest. And I don't say that to like toot my own horn or anything like that. It is truly just because when I met you both and got to know you both, I didn't even really see it, if that makes sense. It just, to me, I just didn't see it.
Yeah.
I just really enjoy you too, and I felt your spirits, I think, before I felt or saw anything else, you know? So I felt so grateful to get to meet you both, and I'll never forget walking up to Aram in the airport and the look on her face and being like it was just like, poof, like her eyes are gonna pop out of her head, and that was like the best surprise ever. I remember coordinating it with your mom.
Because I was told I was picking up a family member.
Yep, I surprised you. This was around your birthday?
Yeah, it was.
It was your birthday.
It was the weekend before my birthday.
Yes, I wanted to go as a birthday gift.
2016.
Yes, exactly.
It feels like forever right now.
So I was like, I want to plan this. I want to make this happen. And I remember just going, coming off the plane and going to the bathroom super quick and being like, how the heck am I going to walk up to her? Like, what am I going to do? And I was carrying my bag, and I remember seeing you across the way, and it was just like, the look on your face was just priceless. And I just couldn't believe it. You couldn't believe it. It was so fun.
Yeah,
it was so fun. I was so sad to leave.
No, and I think Brie and I felt the same way.
Yeah.
Because Brie and I had been talking for 4 years before you came down.
Yeah, it must have been at least like a year. I'm thinking you guys at that point were friends for...
Yeah.
I can't remember if you two knew each other then or not. But even still...
Yeah, but...
the timing is so fuzzy to me.
I mean, for Brie and I, granted, Brie and I knew this was happening. We knew this was happening. We were counting down the seconds.
To meet each other. Yeah, for you two to meet. Yes.
We were counting down the seconds, literally, and I remember I had just got home from dropping off my sister at school or something, and she saw me, and I was super chill about it. I was like, okay, but she, on the other hand, was about to bust out of her chair.
I kid you not, I literally could not find the words for like 10 minutes. I was just sitting next to her, but I couldn't talk. She's like, Brie, are you okay? Like, say something. I'm like, I literally have no words. I can't speak.
Oh, I love that. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I think the first thing she told me was, you are real. Like, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes,
I love that.
Yes,
so
I am. But again, we just want to thank you for coming on here. It was so fun having you.
Oh,
We felt we needed to tell the story in a different way than we had the million and two other times we've told the story.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be in the same call with you two, and I can't wait till we're in the same room and I get to say, oh my god, all of us are real again.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon.
That needs to happen. Because you need to see Brie and I together.
I do, and I really can't thank you both enough for having me on, and I'm really excited to see what you two do together and what comes of it all, and I'm just going to be the biggest cheerleader for you both because I just love you, and I can't wait to see what you guys do.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
We literally started doing this on a whim, so... because I knew if I didn't tell Brie, let's do this now, we weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
Because knowing Brie, she wants to do stuff, but if I don't push her to do it, it's not going to happen. Let's be honest here, Brie.
Yes, I can attest to that.
Well, I'm just so happy for you both, and I know that only good things are to come, and I'm excited for you. So thank you both for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for everyone that is gonna be listening to this. We appreciate you taking the time out to listen to us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya.